just literally fluttered from my brain as I began to speak.
You used the word fluttered. That is not the Anatoly way.
Not a very manly word.
I'm very honest, man. I'm very honest, man. I say this to your face.
Now I must break every one of your bone for the amount of letters that are in fluttered.
The word butterflies used butterflies are not good.
Butterflies flutter, men do not.
Butterflies serve no purpose. Get out.
Men glide like...
Men fly like eagle.
Men soar. Men do not fly.
I beautiful butterfly.
And
on inside.
Yeah.
You not float like butterfly, you float like space debris.
And I totally do appreciate symmetry of colors on butterfly, but...
Anatoly is a man of art.
Anatoly likes local museums. He likes to support...
Anatoly's favorite part of Las Vegas is the art district. Anatoly once saw a street lamp that was designed like paintbrush. It makes Anatoly's heart sing.
Do you ever look at cloud and see things that you've never seen before? Good, you do that, Anatoly, slit your throat while you do so.
Oh boy. Hi, welcome to Phantom Zone. I'm Connor McGraw.
Wouldn't it be more the Anatoly zone at this point?
Probably.
Yeah.
Russian. Yeah. I'm Arlen Harrow. Yay!
He's gonna open 100 Davenport. Don't follow me on Twitter.
This is a really high energy intro, guys.
I'm confused. We closing the show now? What's happening?
I don't know. Eric?
I just let people know.
Hi, I'm Erik Fedorchak. I was gonna quote that song they were singing in Arrow, but I can't remember it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm Allan Muir. With sports coming up right. Well, I don't know.
Wow. Have any of us stuck a fucking landing in this intro?
Nope.
No. And that's why I love it.
Anybody want to say what I did before we started recording?
Connor, microphone into his mouth.
Just to see if he could.
So, thanks for that, Connor.
And then I spoke to see what it would sound like. I have no idea what it sounds like, so you'll have to tell me.
Sounds real bad.
Good.
It was like listening to a David Lynch movie.
He's my mother's sister's cousin.
What are you doing? Don't watch that on that phone.
Or for our Canadian audiences, a David Cronenberg movie.
I just realized that a David Lynch impression is about like 2 octaves and maybe, I don't know, half speed slower than doing a Fred Schneider impersonation.
Yep, I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
My favorite is to watch David Lynch just like out of context in Twin Peaks. The fucking best. I'm on fire.
This is an After Dark, guys, in case you didn't know. We're just deciding.
Actually, it's a CW review show.
Yeah.
Because that happened this week. Hey, guys, Flash came back all of a sudden, right? That was weird and unexpected.
Yeah, it's real weird. It's real strange. There was this other show on for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, there was this other show that came back in its stead.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, it was called We Are the Flash. It was really bothersome. Glad Flash is back.
It was called the Iris West Show in
We are the Flash, though.
To reference a meme I saw recently, I'm kind of surprised that when what's-her-face told Joe she was pregnant, like, Iris didn't kick down the door and go, no, we are pregnant. We are pregnant. just me.
You think you can come into my house and say you're pregnant?
I live for this. We're pregnant. We're pregnant. Our baby.
There was an alternate cut where Joe finally agreed to sell the house, And then he comes in the next day with a black eye, like, Iris said I can't. Sorry, Iris said I can't.
Here's how I saw that. It was like, Joe, I'm pregnant, and it just pans over Joe's face and says 404 not found.
That is very funny.
Or it's like this process has stopped. It must be closed. We got to start with Flash speed. That seems like what we're talking about.
I guess might as well. Then we'll go to Arrow.
Flash came back.
Flash was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
It was
real
surprising.
good.
It's
Like,
weird
yeah.
having good Flash again.
It's also weird to have like basically a week later to have all of our complaints directly addressed and fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure Iris will once again.
Take
She will find some way.
She's really, like,
You're like Iris will once again ... You know.
Be Iris.
we're
Show
gonna
Iris
find
things
out-
up.
We're going to find out in the penultimate episode that she's actually been the thinker the whole time. Like, she's
Goddamn.
actually the villain of the entire season this season.
No, we're the thinker.
You're the thinker. Surprised, like the intro of the show hasn't like had like the whole Barry's monologue. Like, we're the Flash, me and you,
Just stop hitting me. Ow.
all the things. You're everything. Where are you going? The bathroom? I'm coming with you. We're gonna poop.
Oh God. Okay.
There was none of that this episode. In fact, like all of their relationship hoo-ha was kind of put in the side.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only remnant of the last 2 weeks is the villain was very silly, but even that was kind of regulated and like kept to her own corner.
And it worked.
It was silly, and then by the end of it, I'm like, they built up some really solid tension around this silly villain.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to that, like, to start the episode with like the Thinker just being fucking the Thinker.
And even making jokes, which was pretty.
Yes. Oh my god, he's an awesome villain. I'm already in love with him.
Mhm.
That and the way he talks down to what's her face. He's like,
Yeah.
what does he say? He's like, Becky with an eye. One more transgression against her terrible, horrible existence.
So good.
Where she goes to the apartment where she lives with her boyfriend. Correction, where she used to live with her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was good. Everyone was good.
Yeah.
All the comedy was great, and they even took time to make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
Because the trailers we saw with Barry slipping on marbles was pretty fucking stupid. And then
It
they
was
turned
ridiculous.
around, and they turned around and Barry said, like, I slipped on marbles. It's like, that can't happen.
Yeah. And
He's like, what the hell? Like,
Harrison comes back this episode, and he
mean-
kind of gives a logical explanation for how that would work, and it's pretty convincing.
Well, beyond him coming back, though, is he comes back with a breakup cube for
oh
Wally.
my god, the breakup cube. And I like how, like, Earth 2 has all these fucking weird oddities that are never presented as such. They're presented as, like, yeah, this is just what we do.
Breakup cube, kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, what's this? It's a breakup cube. What do you mean? It's a breakup cube. It's what it is. Like,
And he's so
he's like, what did she say? You heard her. It's the breakup cube. She says it's not you. It's her.
It's me. It's her. It's
It's not me,
cube.
but it's
It's not me.
not me. It's her. It's her, not me. God damn it, so good.
It's alarming that every time Tom Cavanaugh comes back to the show, it lights up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a coincidence anymore.
I think he's just really good at what he does.
I think he's an active bonus to the show.
I'm willing to say that this version of Harrison Wells is the best version of Harrison Wells.
Oh my god, him and Cisco like having this fucking cat fight for fucking 40 minutes. I'll preach that right now. I'll preach it right now.
So good.
Now Harry's
Is that
gonna
what I
kill
sound
me and
like?
throw my stuff around the room while I'm dead. Great part of season 2.
Yeah, all this is just like a good ass episode. And like the villain starts off kind of. Actually, I like her entire flashback montage. Because she's real pathetic. It's kind of amusing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that she was an actual villain from the comics either, because she's just like, she's one of those fucking Z-tier DC villains her characters like to bring up for any of these shows.
God, I didn't even realize
Yeah, like
that.
Samuroids.
Yeah. Those are dumb. Hey, Samurai came back for a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna put this out here. I fucking hate Samurai so much. At first I was kind of into it. Now I'm just like, fuck him.
I'm really alarmed because, like, you like
some dumb shit, dude.
Okay,
No, okay.
Arlen,
I'm not gonna sugarcoat this.
Arlen
No.
phrased it the way I said it in my head. I was gonna pick different words, but yeah, you like dumb shit.
Well, it's
Like-
because I find dumb shit amusing. You know,
Yes,
it's
we all
not. It's
do.
not. It's not that I actually enjoy these things. It's that
Okay.
I like it. I like it when they show up because it's
But it's-
stupid.
Samurai
Right, I
should be
understand.
your alley as far as like
Yeah.
the ridiculous.
The problem is that they don't go into the ridiculous that much ridiculous with them. They just present them as like, I'm a guy. I'm just some.
Yeah.
I'm here now. They
I'm a-
just don't fucking.
I'm a Samarandroid.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah. You know-
Samaroid kind of sounds like. Have you ever heard the Thundercats bloopers?
Yes.
It
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
like when what's his face says, "And get off that blasted Samo flange."
Get off
And
that
from the
blasted Samo
and then
flag.
from the background, you hear fucking what's his face go, "The fuck is a Samo flange?"
Yeah, that's the whoever did the voice of Panthro. Crap, I can't remember.
I
Was
can't
it
remember.
Peter Cullen?
No, no, and it's
That's what
somebody-
That's what I remember the most from that.
Oh,
Is
Earl
motherfucker.
Motherfucker! Hot
So
take. I don't
funny.
like Thundercats. Never have. Anyway, Flash. Yeah, the Samurai came back to tail end of the episode, but when what's her face is getting carried out of the casino after she's fired, she's in her comic book costume.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
casino outfit is the outfit she wore in the comics, which is a nice way to get that in there because that
Mhm.
outfit is dumb.
Yeah.
Well,
I
And
wonder if
only-
casinos in real life make
and
anybody
only,
wear
and
that.
only works if you work at a casino.
was she a member of the Royal Flush Gang or something along those lines?
Probably.
Oh, God, I hope not.
The Royal Flush Gang.
Mm.
Yeah, like the entire team chemistry was like on fucking point. Like the banter was back. There's so many daytime scenes.
Yeah.
What?
And they look good. They don't look like they're from another show.
Yeah, like when Harry, Cisco, and Bear are out looking for all the dark matter stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they've never. I'm like, this looks totally unfamiliar. They've never filmed like in this section of town before.
Yeah.
It's always at the same few blocks. And to find out that like indirectly we have our first damn it Barry.
God damn it. Fuck
Connor
you, Barry.
called it. He said it was just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time
Mm.
before we get our first damn it Barry. He's like, I did this. I'm like, fucking God.
Why? Stop. Just stop.
Well, it's indirect because I'm sure he did. Like, the producers even said Cisco didn't bring Barry out. Somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's fairly obvious who did it now. The Thinker did it somehow. He did something to bring Barry out of the Speed Force.
Hopes of Eobard Vaughn have been dashed.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that the two aren't connected in some way, but yeah, I get the feeling that the Thinker definitely is involved.
Flash is hiding.
Well, it plays into exactly what he was talking about, is how like while he's following all these people, so it would make perfect sense that he would have this larger plan, and knowing that when he pulls Barry out of the Speed Force, that he would bring this dark matter with him to infect all these people.
Yeah.
The fucking particle accelerator blew up again.
Yeah, that was something that I didn't expect would ever happen. But
Wow.
But yeah, that's the thing that happened, and Harry figured it out. I guess I don't know what he did exactly to make it so that it didn't just cause another storm or something. I don't know.
He's like, oh my God, now fuck it, let it go.
But again, like it works with the scientific explanation that we got earlier, which is dark matter is what caused her abilities. So reversing the flow of the neutron. of the neutrons or whatever did it.
Polarity of the neutron flow.
Yeah.
That and they explained, like, someone said luck, and he's like, no, it's not luck. It's just how, like, she's affecting basically, like, you know, it's like, what did he say? Quantum
entanglement or quantum theories.
There was an explanation that, while I am no scientist, it sounded like it actually made sense.
Yeah.
Which in a sci-fi comic book show, that's all you really can ask for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It sounded just like negativity, basically.
It makes more sense than time remnants do, still.
Yeah.
Still don't know how time remnants work.
We'll never find out. We'll never know.
No. It's like, what is it? Time remnant. What does that mean?
Explain it to me.
Harry grabs another fucking whiteboard. No, not this way, because you tried this once before. It didn't work out. You just drew some lines and circles.
Yeah. I guess something big to talk about is Wally.
Wally is going to Legends.
You know what? With this, I think development, I think you're right. Like,
called it. I mean, if it happens, called.
I don't know how they'll fit 12 people onto that ship because I'm pretty sure Gary's going to be joining the ship at some point. But I don't know. Like, that ship is going to get so crowded very quickly. But I'm all for it. However they go about it.
I think adding a speedster to that team is a very interesting choice.
Yeah. I do think they'll remove somebody also. So.
Yeah.
Firestorm.
Yeah. Victor Garber.
I mean, I guess if it means that Firestorm is on the Flash again, I'm kind of okay with that.
By the way, guys, did you know Victor Garber was in fucking Legally Blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Bunch of shit.
Like, I saw him, I was like, that's fucking Martin Stein.
Yeah.
So going back a little bit before you get too deeply into anything with Wally, I kind of really liked Iris for certain parts of this episode, especially like when they're at the church, and she's like, "No, we're getting married now," and like they're still pulling the casket out.
Yeah, that was funny. That stuff was funny.
Like she's like, "Oh, it's a nice cat." Like just she doesn't know what to say, but like they're so desperate to get married, and then the priest face start to melt down from the incense they were using.
Yeah, it looked like he was being turned into a Ghost Rider by Peter Fonda. Yeah, like that was a very weird effect, but it worked in the scene, I guess. And the weird cutaway to the kid who's like smiling, like, oh, did that kid plan this?
Seriously.
Like he's a little serial killer. But that was good.
Well,
that
maybe it was retribution for something.
Oh yeah, possibly.
No, that's an easy choice.
Yeah. We went real dark there. Real dark. Yeah, I don't know. Not much else to say about this episode,
It was
really.
just a good episode, and like there was so much happening, and yet they streamlined everything.
Yeah, and by the end of it,
there's also the reason why Harry shows up in the first place.
That was, yeah.
Shows up, she's like a cube, so Jesse Quick can make her probably only appearance this season because
she's on another show somewhere, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess she has her own team over there, which I'm like, oh, I would have really liked to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a nice thing, but I'm sure we'll get that at some point.
I think this is basically them addressing the problem that people have had, where it's like, it's the third season, and you have too many fucking speedsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you made an entire generation of them within 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, Jay Garrick is fine, because it's,
he's legacy character.
It's a legacy character.
Yeah.
Wally was going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
Jesse seems like extra, and let's not talk about Savitar.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, by the way, at the end of this episode, Cecile is pregnant, which we said, but like that was just a weird thing to have at the end of this episode be. But
it's
I guess
even weirder
works.
for Joe to sit there and have absolutely no reaction.
And it just cuts to black with his face. Like, oh my.
People, it's weird because people are like, ooh, maybe this is leading to a Danny West story. I'm like, is Barry going to fight a 2-year-old? Like, is that what's going to happen?
Yes.
Well, with time
Yes.
travel,
See
it
that.
could
Yes,
be a
please.
Mr. Danny West. So
I would love this show so much if Barry fought a 2-year-old.
a 2-year-old who was caught in some kind of Speed Force explosion and like shrapnel was welded to his body. By the way, being as big a Reverse Flash fan as I am, I fucking hate the Daniel West Reverse Flash design. It's a fucking mess.
Eesh.
Hate it. And if they do it in the show, I don't care if he dress up like the Rival. Do not do the comic book version.
He kind of looks like he kind of looks like a what is the character's name? Fuck, I'm thinking it's a Marvel character.
He looks like he should be a magma themed character. He doesn't look like a at all.
He looks like a little bit like Penance. He's kind of like he's got the same kind of theme going on.
First of all, the fact that you compared anybody to Penance speaks volumes for how much hate I can conjure up for this character.
Yeah, no, he's kind of like he kind of got it.
He's kind of like Penance in that he sucks.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is awful. It looks really bad.
It's a mess. It's a disaster of a design.
It's a dumb design.
It looks like Red Lantern Flash, but shitty.
Yeah, no, he looks like Atrocitus, like except nowhere near as big and scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's no good.
Hate
no
that
good.
design. So please change it if you can do it in the show. Eventually, whenever.
It is bad. How?
Just give him the Rival suit. I don't care.
Or just a black suit. That's fine. Like,
Yes.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, and just have the red highlights, and just you don't need that gigantic red section going up. Before we move too far away or even move on from the Flash, the only thing I want to say that kind of concerns me is the show going to keep swinging back and forth like this for the whole season, where it's going to be a good episode, oh god, Iris screwed it up. A good episode, oh god, Iris screwed it up.
Let me tell you how Season 3 was like. Wow, that premiere was... It almost happened in the inverted way this did, where the premiere was like...
Mm-hmm.
The premiere season was good,
Mm-hmm.
but the Iris stuff marred it. And then last year, the premiere was excellent, and then it just fucking just like... You're like, that's a bad episode, that's a bad episode, good episode, bad episode, bad episode, great episode.
Crossover.
Really bad episode. Crossover was awesome. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Season was like Whiplash.
Yeah, a lot of whiplash.
Show is like Whiplash.
Dude, oh my god!
That was my birth.
I forgot to take a picture of it. We have one of my doctors has adopted a bird.
What?
Yeah, a wild, I think it's a dove or something like that. It's someone dropped it off at our hospital in a box.
Give me your bird.
My.
Where's my bird?
I want to take a picture today and send it to chat. It's like, I found my beard.
I have beard.
No, this is par for the course if you're expecting that, because last season was rough.
It was pretty bad.
If you listen to all of our reviews for this show in real time, like in chronological order, like you can just like start to hear when our spirits start to die.
Yeah.
Or
I kind of like Gorilla City, not like looking back on it.
There are a lot of episodes that are good, yeah.
Yeah, Gorilla City was pretty good, and then the rest is just...
Yeah, it's 22 episodes, so it's hard to to remember what was good and what was bad.
It was at first.
One could say the Flash has a hard time keeping its momentum.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, God.
This show was a mistake. This show was a mistake.
It was a mistake. Get my microphone in my mouth, okay?
That was a mistake.
I didn't
Drive
try.
and don't drink. If you're drinking, don't drive.
It's 22 episodes long, and there's a mid-season break, and there's like random breaks. So it ends up being more year of a show, and like it's fine for the first 2 seasons. Shit, when season 2 when it took its mid-season break, I was like, this show needs to come back fucking right now. Like I'm itching for it.
And then they took another break after the reveal, which really killed the momentum. Actually,
well, yeah, hearing that they took a bunch of stops and starts, the writing team just probably felt like, oh god, we've got to catch back up again. Crap, we've got to rekindle people's interests.
We said last year that we think that season 3 went through a writing catastrophe, and that we're going to go one direction and switched halfway through.
You can listen to more of this by listening to our Flash season 3 postmortem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we go into it pretty deep.
Flash because Arrow's had its bad season, but Arrow's been on longer and has had kind of like it's had time to have growing pains, and like Flash in half the time went south so much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And it had no reason to. It's like Savitar through and through was a bad villain. And I can't believe how much better the Thinker already is within 3 appearances.
I can't keep harping this enough. He looks like a movie villain. Like
he looks fantastic. I also noticed this week while watching the episode that like his hideout has all these unnecessary, ridiculous lights flashing in the background. I'm like, I don't care what that does, but it looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the design looks awesome. And even his like weird sidekick lady is cool.
I've heard she's called the Mechanic.
In my mind, I've just been calling her Gideon because she just reminds me of Gideon so much, but that works.
No, I like her look. I like how the whole thing looks like it's the bridge of a spaceship. I would love to know where this facility is in relation to Central City.
Yeah.
Watch, it's like right beneath Star Labs.
Yeah, that'd be... God damn it. Really going back to season 1 there.
Is the Flash gone? Wait, let me listen. Wait, I hear footsteps. Okay, they're gone. They're out. All right, let's begin.
No, I like the fact that we met him right away. Last season, they said his identity, so it's not like there's, a curtain to pull back.
Mm-hmm.
It's DeVoe. They've already identified him. That and, like, not having to wait for the, like, oh my god, take the mask off. Oh no, it's someone you loved and trusted. Oh no.
Oh no.
No, it's Barry.
Theory.
It's Barry. He's become a bad guy.
Damn it,
Okay.
Barry.
We've gone back to making fun of season 3 again. That's
no,
because it's so fucking easy.
Oh no, it's Harrison.
Well, okay, now you're making fun of good seasons.
I know. No, I'm just saying that the fact that we don't have to wait for the reveal is very refreshing.
We don't have to wait for, well, that complicates things.
Yeah. Wait for a 4th time where the entire team was like, oh my god, it's been someone who we've respected and we've been bamboozled again.
Well, during the second time, it was like, okay, I'm alright with this. If they do this again, they'll really be stretching it.
Yeah. Because Barry even says in season 2, he's like, wow, somebody else I trusted and admired is now a bad guy. Yeah, I'm excited. Apparently next week we're going to meet the blacksmith, who's played by Katie Sackhoff. I love Katie Sackhoff, if it wasn't obvious by that comment. She's apparently runs an underground metahuman fighting ring.
Huh.
She was actually
Interesting.
She was part of the 80s, or the 80s attempt to create new rogues.
She is who Caitlin was referencing when she quit the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She said, I'm not Inuit anymore. I think it's Inuit Blacksmith, I think is her name.
Okay.
Huh. This plot sounds very familiar to me. It's like I've seen it before. Trying to remember. Oh yeah,
also,
Supergirl.
Remember how I totally called it this week's villain from last week?
Yeah. I think we remember that.
I think so. Maybe.
I don't know. I think we're...
Next
Can we move the arrow?
I was going to bring up Elongated Man. The promos for Elongated Man look really fucking good.
Yeah.
And it has Joe puking, and he's like, it's been 4 years, and this is the first time I've vomited.
That's pretty good.
It looks super fun. But yeah, we can move an arrow, which I vaguely remember.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed all of this Arrow more than I did the last 2 episodes. Like, and I mean, mind you, I'm coming in with not nearly the history that you guys did, but it just, everything gelled really well for me in this episode.
Yeah, I think this is the best episode of the season so far.
The Arrow team has earned their penance at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Done. It seems like they took the flogging from everybody after season 4 and was like, okay.
Yeah, and they're really correcting things very well. Political Oliver is probably the best version of Oliver. I think he shouldn't come back to the team because the team seems to be working really well right now. Diggle works as the Green Arrow like really well when he isn't like freezing up or whatever that was.
Yeah.
And like
Or going into rage spirals.
and like I like that the team doesn't quite trust him at first because he's just never been the leader and there's growing pains or whatever. Like this episode plays very realistically. The villain is just Z movie level enough to like keep the plot going and be interesting.
And she looks like a Jada Pinkett Smith impersonator.
Yeah, and like she's physically intimidating, and God, the action in this episode. There's like with Arrow, you're gonna say over and over again, "Wow, that's impressive." That this is on the CW. There's a fight scene where you're seeing from inside of a limo, and it's really, really good. You can see his stuntman and that girl just going at it.
Well, just seeing the guy in the limo, like, moving out of the way when you see the knife point coming through the roof of the limo, just all the little things, and, like, then seeing somebody else's face getting broken on a window, and then they're in the limo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like
great.
Describing it sounds like a fight scene from The Raid.
Yeah, it very much is. And, like, I love how that fight ends. He just punches her straight in the face and just knocks her out.
Yep.
And I don't know what about that is just so cool. It shouldn't be cool that he's punching a woman and just knocking her out in one hit, but I don't know. It works in the scene.
That, and just even a little bit deeper into it, it's the fact that was all pretty much one camera shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the thing that I think really attracted me to it, was the fact that, like, there weren't any cuts. Like, it moved through that tiny little set, for lack of a better term, and just had the continuous motion of their fight.
Yeah, and it just works. It's the sign of a crew that knows how to.
I fucking see you, Arrow, with your continuous theft of Daredevil.
Well, here's the thing:
it works.
I know it does.
They were impressive in season 1 with this stuff. Their action sequences have always been good, and
even though Daredevil kind of they lifted that from Old Boy, which is fine.
Yeah.
They keep doing it, and I can't wait to see how they do it again.
Yeah, they'll find a way. They will.
I know. I kind of want this game of tit for tat to continue because I want Daredevil to be like, all right, we're gonna do an uninterrupted fight sequence on a escalator.
Oh God, that could be great if they do it right. Yeah. Also, I'm starting to grow on William, or he's starting to grow on me, I guess. He's getting better. They're still not exactly writing him correctly. He's doing like high school level math. So that's a little weird.
We don't really know how old he is.
He's like, the thing is,
he's like 10. And
he's like 10, and he talks like a 6-year-old.
Well, no, in the first episode he did. This episode he Batman.
No, he definitely sounded a bit older than 10 this episode because
he's aging rapidly.
A 10-year-old doing quadratic equations.
I would laugh so hard if in the next episode they're buying him his first car or something.
William has to learn to drive, Felicity. You have to teach him. That is another thing I liked. Felicity is like tutor or whatever. That was good. She's really good with kids, and you see that in the show.
I like the fact that Oliver actually has around him like a group of adults who, like, let's be real, Oliver's kind of a psychopath.
Yep.
And he's also now a dad, and he's surrounded by people who, despite being costume vigilantes, are mostly well-rounded people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And quite a handful of them are very intelligent.
Yeah.
So if his kid's like, I'm struggling and blah, he's like, here's 2 super-duper smart techie people who will help you out right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot.
It could be a lot worse because there was this great show on FX called The Strain. And after season 1, they
I know what you're saying. I know where you're going.
Changed. They cast someone else as the role of F. Goodweather's
son.
And
I can't remember the kid's name.
Zach.
He was I stopped watching because of him, because of how stupid.
For those who have not seen The Strain, I'm going to spoil The Strain for you.
I already know how everything ends.
I know, but for the people who haven't, at some point, this kid, when given the choice between his father, who he should love, and his mother, who has been turned into a vampire, and causing a nuclear explosion in New York, when given a choice between those two things, his father, who's a human, his mother, who has been turned 100% into a servant of a vampire.
I think I remember this.
He chooses to blow up New York City.
No, I don't remember this. I didn't get to season 3 yet.
He chooses to blow up New York City because why not? I'm Zach, and I'm terrible.
Because my dad didn't love me enough.
My dad didn't love me the way that I wanted to, and he wasn't... It's so fucking dumb.
But didn't he shoot F as well?
I think he did, and I gave up on the show at that point. I was done with the show.
I'm going to shoot my dad blow up a city after my dad had been leading a fucking resistance war against supernatural powers.
Back up a bit. How did his mom turn into a vampire?
His mom has turned into a vampire in like season 1.
She got a worm in her eye that turned her into a vampire.
That's fucking... I hate everything about this.
But the vampires realize who she is, that she has a connection.
A good show.
In the first 2 seasons, and that season up until that point where Zach decides to be an asshole, like it's good enough. But
the Strain is really cool though. Like it's very cool
it's Del Toro.
representation of the part. Yeah. First of all, I was kind of taken out of the show when the Master Vampire no longer looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame with Wolverine claws.
You mean Kurgan?
What?
The actor who plays Zardu is Kurgan.
I'm talking exclusively about gigantic, hooded, scary, what are you buying?
That guy.
I typed
from the
high price.
WWF?
Yeah, but he's unidentifiable under all that shit. Like,
so, guys, I typed in the Strain Master Vampire, and one of the results is the Strain Master Vampire looks stupid.
He's had 3 different versions, so there's the
he looks
I think
like
it's Joe Kersey version.
Joe Kessie.
Joe Kessie.
Joe
This is Joe
Kessie.
Kessie. This is the coolest, I think.
The father from Jumanji.
Yeah, he's the worst. I think.
I like
personally.
The best was Doug Jones.
Yeah, Doug Jones is
who
the
was
best
basically
one.
just a cameo.
He plays him like in like the Roman era, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like the 18th century or 17th century, something like that.
Oh yeah, no, the Roman era is a different one that I'm thinking of.
No, I'm thinking.
Quinlan.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like when we see Quinlan's. It's a weird show. They go all the way back to Rome in a flashback. It gets real weird. And also, there's a
created
character.
Blade without.
Yeah, he's 100% Blade.
Yeah,
he has Blade's guns. He has a sword.
Yeah,
it's real dumb. But yeah, so don't watch The Strain, guys.
Yeah.
Never watch The Strain.
No, I mean, watch it, but stop after season 2. Just stop.
Yeah.
Pretend that's the ending.
Yeah.
Anyway, Arrow.
So Arrow, yeah,
really well done. Yearly Ted Cord cameo because also in this universe, Ted Cord is a fucked up guy. He's responsible for a lot of bad shit. Clearly, because apparently this isn't the first time that Cord Industry has been like responsible for making weapons that shouldn't be available in the public.
So I have a question about when the leader of the rogue military group like showed up in there. So she threw those flash bombs, but were they ones that had gas in them that killed everybody?
I think they gave them all like seizures or something. I think that's the idea.
But that's the thing, like those things.
I was confused by it too. I was very
going off throughout the episode when they used them, and nobody else was dying.
My guess is they have settings.
Okay.
Stun is
is one of their settings to somehow displace light so it's going off above where something that's made of metal and should fall to the ground would be splashing on the ground?
Yes, I think it is.
Because every time they showed those things going off, it was easily coming from someplace that was like 5 or 10 feet above where they would fall to the ground.
It's
It
fair.
bothered me.
I
It
know.
just bothered me.
No, I completely understand. But it's a cheap show.
Yeah, I get it.
Shot in
I get
Canada. I can drive to the set right now. It'd take me 6 hours, but I could drive there.
Hey, you're coming to see some Arrow this weekend. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Bunch
God.
of hoses run around here in green suits. It's weird.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Mr. Vigilante, sir.
Sorry.
Sorry. Oh,
Anyway, let's pick up that arrow for you there. Get going.
let's go get some poutine.
Yeah, I just got one last thing. So, Eric, since you're the one that seems to remember, do you remember the truck scene with the two truck drivers?
Yes, that was the song I was trying to remember. Like, the minute I heard it, I was like, I need to remember this. This is my intro for the show tonight.
And then when Diggle stops the car and he gets in the car with him, and he's like, "You have a terrible taste
in music.
God damn it! It was such a good joke.
I remembered that bit, and I can't remember the song either.
It's something like Children of Aquarius, but it's not from Hair. It was so bad. It
Such
was
a
so
bad-
good.
You have terrible taste in music. God, I love it. Yeah, and then I like that Ollie at the end is like, "No, you aren't gonna legalize this shit." And then he's like, "People are gonna have to vote on whether they like vigilantes," which is interesting.
I think it's a good twist to not exactly condemn everything, but leave it up to the people to decide. Obviously, I really did like Wild Dog's characterization in this episode. Like, I think he was a standout for me for this entire
Wild
episode,
Dog-
other than Diggle.
Wild Dog is always like kind of stand out for the show.
Yeah.
Like he was really good in the crossover.
Yeah,
He just had a really great presence during this entire episode. And he seemed to be the one. that
Also,
was
he's
kind of-
really fucking cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
of all the upgrades everyone got, his is the most interesting.
and the most substantial, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know, Eric. Unless you have anything else on Arrow, I think that's all I
No,
got. that
I mean,
stands
other
out
than-
to me.
I'm curious to see what the outcome of the drug that Diggle's been using is going to end up being. Like,
Okay, yeah, that's like the twist at the end of this episode, and it's like, okay, that'll be interesting, because I don't know how that's gonna play out, but this isn't the first time comics, Batman, Arrow, or anything has sort of gone down this road, and it'll be
The
interesting to see.
the
Yeah,
mystical drug solution. Oh, two other things. One, the crossbow they introduced near the end of the episode was pretty rad, but they don't understand how crossbows work. And number two, I don't understand how people's hair work if Mr. Terrific can have his hair like that when he has the outfit on, but then when he doesn't have it on, somehow he has that huge amount of hair. I don't understand where it's going.
This is a problem with the show that I have too. I think a lot of people
I don't
have.
understand understand Mr. Terrific's costume look. I'm like, what the fuck is that shit on your face?
It's a T-shaped domino mask, essentially.
Does he peel it on and off?
I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
That's like a nightmare.
Mr. Terrific is the only part of this show at this point that I'm like, yeah, maybe he shouldn't go out in the field. Maybe he doesn't need a costume.
Like, within the parameters of the comic, he works really well because he's kind of like a Batman analog.
Right.
But this show already has a Batman analog with Arrow. So it's too much because he's supposed to be really smart, but then he's not understanding why things are happening during this episode. So it just plays against the character that he's supposed to be. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. But that's
I don't
so I
understand
guess
his hair.
yeah. So I guess we can kind of go to Legends now. So what was this? Oh, this is kind of a sequel to another episode, isn't it? It's that episode in season 1 that I remember being like, oh, this is like a good episode of Arrow.
Oh fuck! Why am I misremembering this whole episode now?
But it's like the one with like Joey Wilson or whatever. and he's like, "I've taken over Star City" or whatever.
Oh, that's right. The anti-metahuman act or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, and this is like clearly the 2040s. The 2040s in this world, in this universe, are just a bad decade. Because that episode was 2046, this is 2042. So I guess whatever you do, that decade's just going to turn bad at some point.
It seems like any work that all the heroes have been doing for their respective cities just fucking falls the fuck apart.
Mm-hmm. By that time, because something's going to happen. Something is going to happen in 2021, apparently, that's going to cause Argus to go, like, full-on... Y'all know what we're getting at. The Argus logo's been turned full red and black and white. You get the idea. Like, it gets real dark, kind of, sounding. And there's, like, a X-Men... Or what is it? Like the comic book Days of Future Past feel to this.
Definitely.
Why am I struggling to remember this episode?
It's not much happens. Like the Zari character doesn't... There's not a lot of development with her. A lot of the time, she's just standing there, like, unenthused to be there. Like, what? You guys are time travelers? Really?
I forget her entire purpose in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
She needed to make the prison break happen so she could steal that necklace.
Yeah, so we could get Dominic Purcell's best joke of the episode. Prison break.
This is the fucking second Prison Break gag that Legends of Tomorrow has made. But it's the other actor this time.
Yeah.
I wanted to shoot somebody. Can I shoot them just a little?
I do. Let me do it.
Erik, you obviously missed it, but in Legends Season 1, isn't it Mick that gets captured, too, in Season 1?
Uh-huh.
It's Mick that gets captured, and Captain Cold looks up at the crew, almost directly at the camera, and goes, this isn't my first prison break.
Oh, God.
It's real good.
Real funny.
I love it.
I'm gonna go hang myself. Jesus Christ.
No, but the way that he delivers it. So if you've never seen Legends Season 1, it is worth going back to see it just because...
Snark.
Yeah, because he
Snart,
even in the bad
Snart
episodes,
owns that season.
He really does.
Especially the episode with Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
And when Martin is about to get shot, Snart just shoots the guy out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, doesn't he shoot him from like a reclined position from a table somewhere?
Yeah,
Like
he
doesn't
has
even
no
get
problem
up.
with it.
Yeah.
But so with this episode, the MacGuffin, the necklace, who was her brother that she wanted to steal it back?
I don't think this is ever referenced. Like, it's,
okay.
She references her brother, and I don't think we ever see his face.
Because
I
all
think
of a sudden she turned into a tornado and flew away after she got it.
So she's supposed to be Isis. I completely understand the name change.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh.
I completely get it. Pulling some Archer stuff there.
Ooh.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're gonna go
Makes
to this ISIS softball game. That's that montage where he's just getting all the agents just killed is fantastic.
Yeah. But, they changed the name, so maybe her brother was some version of Shazam, I guess. It does seem like they've changed what being a Shazam or ISIS in this universe means, because they've connected the totems.
Shazam.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know how to say it. A Shazam? A Captain... A Captain...
I am a Black Adam.
No, we are a Black Adam.
We are a Black Adam.
No.
But yeah.
The connecting of the totems, that's, I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, I do like that too. And I guess it makes sense, because nowhere in this universe have we established a space wizard.
No, not yet.
Exists.
And her brother is Osiris. Just
okay.
forgot.
Sits on the Rock of Eternity.
Right. They've done nothing to establish that that's a thing in this universe, or that that's a thing that could happen.
Although,
Closest
Hunter,
to
you're
that
going
is the
to be
speech.
with me on this. It'd be nice if they would bring in some of the aspects of the Shazam family, just because we could then get that tiger that talks.
Oh,
and walks.
Tigitani? Yeah.
That's it, yes.
Takatani's the best.
Yes.
Remember in
I
Final
love
Crisis
Tigitani.
when he fought, it was Darkseid's son, who Kalback, when he was
Yeah.
turned into an anthropomorphic talking tiger?
Yep.
I think out of everything, I think Shazam would work the best in Legends. Because, like, he's not, like, super dark and serious. He's kind of light, but he still has that interesting world. Like, I think he'd be really good.
Except
And his
he's
world would be affordable.
Yeah.
Except he's on par with Superman in terms of power.
Well,
Yeah.
He just has to say Shazam. Did y'all not read Kingdom Come?
Yeah, Shazam straight up almost kills Superman.
yeah, he does. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, but in this universe, it seems like you just put the pennant on and you tap it, I guess, which is cool, I guess. It is interesting, because I wonder if they're going to do this. I wonder if they're going to do this with the green or any of the other sort of mystical forces.
Or the red.
Yeah, well, the Vixen is the red, technically.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
So,
Wait, I'm
darn it.
familiar with the green, but what's the red?
It's
So that's the
basically
animals,
Animal Man.
Yeah.
How he uses his powers.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
That was-
Animal Man, I don't remember Beast Boy's real name. Is it
Changeling.
Casper?
It's
No,
Garfield.
it's like his human name.
It's
Garfield.
Gar. Yeah.
Garfield. Yeah. Vixen, Animal Man, Beast Boy, and then another character. Black Orchid is actually green and red. She's
Which
like
I always thought that was really weird, like that they did
Mhm.
that.
yeah, it's a weird choice to have a
And
character who's sort of
on
is
Earth
both.
2, it's Alan Scott.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
connect the green to his powers in that universe.
And
But
the red was the second Wildcat.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, the red is like they control animal life, and we can assume that Damien Dark got his powers from evil. Maybe I don't think he got his. I don't think he got his powers from the rot. I don't know if it fits because he. No, wait a second.
I don't know about what his character is like in the show. So
Well, I have to think back to season 4, like when he uses his powers.
Remember his characterization of M. Bison from Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li?
It's pretty close.
That,
but-
but he's not Scottish.
I'm remembering now his powers. His powers do like deteriorate people. Like when he
touches someone.
Yeah, like it like causes them. So yeah, maybe his powers are from the rot. So maybe that's what they're doing, and maybe they will bring in Swamp Thing. Because he's the only.
Actually, I can see
Hunter
them
will
doing that.
lose his mind. if
No,
that
I
happens.
will lose. I will lose my mind.
No, Hunter will lose his
I'll-
mind if they bring in Etrigan.
I will lose my mind if they're in Etrigan because I love
Oh,
it.
well,
God,
I
that
mean,
thing
if-
would work so well.
if they're gonna do a plot line with the red and the green and the rot, like it would make sense to bring Swamp Thing in because I mean he fights
Yeah.
everything nasty.
Yeah,
So.
Even for an
they already have
episode.
Vixen. They don't really have to do Animal Man. I'd really like them to do
I'd
Animal
love it if
Man.
they did that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that-
it would.
I think
It would be
Vixen makes more
redundant
sense.
with
Then.
Vixen.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
in terms of a CW show, Vixen makes way more sense.
Also,
Yeah.
technically, Swamp Thing does exist in the world because they've had John Constantine on, and he...
Constantine.
And in his
My
show-
God, Constantine. No,
Tomato
We're
but-
not gonna. We're not going to convince these people who say Mario that they're wrong. So don't even
Yeah.
try.
And Sephiroth.
No, I heard that
Jesus.
on that episode.
I'm
know.
so angry about that.
Fuck's sake.
But
Sephiroth, guys. Sephiroth.
it is cool that Vixen's going to have like a Padawan kind of. Like she's going to have like a person that she has to teach to use her powers. So that'll be cool. It means that Vixen isn't leaving the show, which is nice.
Well,
I thought she was like, basically set up to be on the outs like right from the start, but they put her right back into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I was overanalyzing it, but I feel like they're hinting at her being a potential part of the big issue that they're going to face, just because at the very end, like, I forget exactly what was said, but she, like, turns towards the camera shortly after somebody, or looks somewhat off camera shortly after somebody says, like, yeah, we need to figure out what this big bad is. and like it focuses on her before the final shot of the ship flying off. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but I feel like that shot was kind of hinting at her potentially being involved with whatever this big evil is at the end.
Oh no, I've had that feeling since the premiere.
Mm.
Ever since she slaughtered a bunch of people.
Well, and they were Dutch soldiers who were there to do whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but E1M1 is playing in my head.
What?
Okay.
All right.
From Doom.
I would say like from Doom.
Yeah, because I have Wolfenstein New Order paused right now. I'm literally at the end of the game.
I'm sorry, it's Wolfenstein.
God,
See how fucking irritating that is?
I'm coming through the screen and strangle you to death right now.
Can we talk about mushrooms, Nate, or high Nate, or whatever?
Oh, yeah, that was
whatever
great.
you want to call it.
I
Yeah,
can't push any
yeah.
further, Captain. She's got no more power. Nate, the engines are still in primed.
And they go to the ultimate like hi-hat like comedy noise show of a bird flying past the ship.
Yeah.
Like that was the cheapest form of comedy they could go for there.
That and they pretty much nailed what it's like to be on mushrooms.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, what?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
spent
fuck
a
that. I've
large
taken mushrooms like
percentage of
5
my
times. Who
youth,
cares?
yeah.
It's mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much nailed how it is. Everything's fucking silly. Your perception gets fucked up. Everything gets bouncy. And everything is really, really funny. So if I was on the spaceship, the first thing I would do is grab it and act like I was fucking Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this makes perfect sense.
Although I hate the fact that they had to play some sort of really bad like Jamaican music or some sort of bad like reggae. Like all the times I was on hallucinogens, I never wanted to listen to reggae ever.
No.
Yeah.
Like what
That
are
never-
you people doing?
You're like I want to fucking listen to Animal Collective.
No. No.
That would be
No.
a bad idea, actually.
That would be
Or like
abysmal.
Minus the Bear.
Yeah, I could.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Yes. Minus the bear. Yes. Honestly,
Yeah, you're like
not
you're
that
like
I would
nuts.
know.
Oh yeah, because 100 Davenport is 100% clean.
drug free.
Everyone's shut. Let's not talk about this.
He is the CM Punk of.
I'm straight edge. I don't even drink.
Oh, I'll admit it. I spent a very
Cut-
long
cut
time
back
on
to,
taking
uh,
hallucinogens.
Cut back to like weeks ago when he was like, "I'm drunk, AMA."
Shh, I'm a soft chicken boy. Leave me alone.
Sure. I don't have much to say about Legends this week was good, but felt like kind of a I guess you call it like a burner episode. Like it's just there to kind of like keep the wick burning, but not really light any dynamite.
Yeah, T1000 Girl was cool, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to say, really. It's fine. The action was good, I guess. It was fun.
Banana.
in parts. Yeah. Kind of throwaway, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I guess talking about it, I do really realize that I think I enjoyed Supergirl more than I enjoyed Legends now that we've discussed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
apparently Supergirl was good. I don't fucking remember any of it except something with Martians.
Yeah, it was really...
They brought back Carl Lumbly, a.k.a. Martian Manhunter from Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, and he's like...
He plays John's father.
Yeah, he's
And
like an Emmy-worthy performance. Like, if a year from now they said Carl Lumbly, best outstanding actor in a one-off episode, like I'd believe it because he like kills it on screen. In the third episode of Supergirl season 3, like I don't know, this is a really good episode, and it's not heavy on action or even effects really. It's like weirdly emotional, and it's dealing with a lot of like dramatic tension and stuff like that.
It's all about fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the entire theme of this episode.
Yeah, and it really just like
yeah, Maggie and her
hits
dad.
it home. Mm-hmm. And it keeps going back and forth, and you really see like humanity in a weird way. in regards to Martians.
Good because like this show needs to find its center, I guess is the phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And like relationship drama cannot be the center.
Mm-hmm.
So please start doing more stuff like this as opposed to I miss Monel.
Yeah, that's the stuff that gets boring. But like,
Well,
like Maggie's father, that stuff is really great.
Well, beyond that, like they continue the allegories to Trump with this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like,
they've been banging on that in all cylinders since the start of season 2.
Yeah,
Well,
they've been really going at it.
Like, I mean, this episode with Maggie's dad saying about like they're building a wall to keep us out. Like,
Yeah.
like because
Like,
we're
so
rapists
good.
and murderers. Yeah, like I was kind of shocked because
and like, and this is what I think makes good TV is I don't agree with a single thing he says, but I see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
I can see where the logic from his mind leads him to where he is as a person and his viewpoint on the world. And I understand it, and it's sad, and it really like hurts to think about it, but I get it. And that's what good television should do.
Yeah.
And it just does it. And he's played by a really good actor. He was on 24. He's Carlos Almeida, who's a character who's I
Is
can't
that all
remember
he's
what
been
happened to him in that show.
That name sounds very familiar to me.
Yeah, or Tony Almeida. That's what I'm thinking of. But he's like a constant character who he's one of those characters on 24 who goes in every direction.
Wait, which one?
What do you mean? What season?
Which series?
24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Allan,
There's 24 and there's 24 Legacy.
Oh my god! And he said 24.
it's the same show.
It's the same fucking thing.
It's just a sequel show.
If Legacy had worked out, guess who would have shown up eventually?
Alan, you've really got to stop doing this nitpicky stuff. You do it every week now.
Like, it's not Star Trek The Next Generation. It's a show that takes place now that, again, Kiefer Sutherland was going to show up at some point. I don't care if he had a show on ABC.
It's like saying X-Files and X-Files Return are different shows. Or Twin Peaks and Twin Peaks The Return are different shows. It's the same thing. They just added a subtitle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Gotham Season 3 was what, technically Rise of the Villains?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? I just referenced Gotham for the first time in this show in over a year.
Do we still have that funeral that Hunter suggested?
No.
Nope, because that acknowledges Gotham more than we want.
That's giving it the respect it deserves after we push it out of a fucking window.
Yeah.
Why don't we just throw it out a fucking window?
Yeah.
The other half of Supergirl though with
With
John
the dad.
and when they were on Mars, like
Mhm.
haven't even touched on that at all. Like that was really great too.
Yeah.
Like it was just nice to see John Jones explaining to Kara why they're similar in some ways.
Yeah, I like that. I like that so a lot. And I like his dad, like, my son would never run away. He would be a coward. And he's just so convinced that his son would never... his son
fled.
would have to be dead. He'd have to be dead. There's no way he wouldn't be. That's the kind of soldier he was, or, whatever.
Well, just the showing the similarities that there's two fathers stuck in a certain way of thinking without realizing that their children could have moved on or become bigger than them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just, it works so well.
When Supergirl is great, Supergirl is really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The problem is that, and I think Hunter nailed it on the head, like, before we got the seasons rolling, like, his bold prediction was that his know what Supergirl's going to be, but he can guarantee to be underwhelming. And that's unfortunately, like, Supergirl's par for the course most of the time. It's
Really.
never offensively bad. Livewire. But
Talking about that Wiccan lady.
it is rarely like exemplary. Like it rarely stands out.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so when it does, it really does.
When it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't get bad. it just gets really mediocre.
Yeah, it gets uneventful, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
and so like it might one because that's just how our week is structured. Like it airs on Monday. Monday. It airs on a Monday. I work on Mondays, and like I'm not off till Wednesday. But by Wednesday, I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch Flash and Legends, and then like I think I squeeze Supergirl in there most of the time, and then I try to get to like Arrow and Ever, and then we do the show, and it's because between like work, this like planning video game hour, movie dumpster, and existing, I'm like, what the fuck happened on Supergirl?
Yeah, it's understandable. Supergirl gets lost in the shuffle a lot. I
think it's suffering from growing pains more than anything else is.
Yeah, and it's also, I get the feeling that Supergirl, more than any of the other shows, it just has studio interference all the time. I just get that feeling like last season's problems were studio interference. Guardian, not even just Guardian, Mon-El just turning into like the least interesting character, and that romance not working at all by the end of the season and feeling so forced and like, why are we doing this? Kara doesn't need to have a love interest.
Yeah, the only time the Mon-El relationship worked was the Music Meister episode. And that's because there was other stuff to bounce off of.
Same with Flash.
Yeah.
I'm as we all know, I'm pretty much ignorant of most of the prior seasons of these shows, but I also feel like Supergirl has the hardest road to travel because of what her character is.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have a really hard time writing interesting stories for a Kryptonian that you have to have kind of powered down, for lack of a better term.
Trust me, Season 1's obnoxious references to Superman were out of control. Because they wouldn't even name him.
They just showed him out of focus.
They showed his boot or like him out of focus. And it was my cousin, my cousin, my cousin, my cousin, your cousin, your cousin. That's all it was.
Like, I don't even care about that. I just mean with her power base, like super strength, flying, indestructibility, like they have to work around a lot of things to make an interesting story work on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So and that's why we said like a monster of the week for Supergirl doesn't work, because any monster of the week you throw at her is completely disposable, and they're going to have some stupid reason as to why she can't just take him down immediately.
Unless it's electrical or magical.
Parasite's good.
Parasite that was a good episode. They did that, and it was really good. But yeah, this episode is, I like so much of it, and I like the character stuff, and there is like a fight at the end, and it's pretty well done. Her entrance music is Britney Spears, which I think for the character is perfect, because she was a little girl in the early 2000s, so it just makes sense. That would be what she would choose. That stuff is good. The White Martians even look good. Most of the Martian effects work really well. Like it's Gorilla City level quality. Usually,
I'm kind of anxious to, off topic here, to see Gorilla City this year, because it seems like every show got an effects boost.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gorilla City, we forgot to mention what happened to Allan Legends.
What? I don't remember.
The end tag with the Ray and
what was it?
What does it have to do with Gorilla City? I don't remember. Monster. I don't remember ever seeing anything that was talking to Ray from the sewers.
Oh, that thing. Okay, yeah, that's the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Doing. I mean, okay, we get it. You saw it this summer, and you had a fun time with it.
That's exactly
Legends
what it is. Like, Gorilla City was the furthest thing from my head.
Yeah, no, that's very obviously a Dominator. If you've seen the trailer for next week, you realize that's a Dominator that Ray takes home with him, which is interesting because they clearly just must have Dominator models left over. Like, we have this 3D model from last year. Let's use it. So whenever they can, they just shove in a Dominator just whenever it's necessary. Because why not? Got to use our money.
That's fine. It works. I mean, it's it's especially since it's established that they've kind of been kicking around for a long time.
Yeah.
So.
So that'll be fun, I guess. Yeah, but this was a good episode. Very dramatic, very heavy, but a very well written, well acted episode. Carl Lumley at the end throughout it he's great, but like at the end when he sees the plant and he's just admiring it, and he's just like, "Oh, this place is perfect," or whatever. And he's
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And when he's like, "What do we do now, John?" and he says, "Now we go home," and like that's just perfect.
Just John's ship. Like when you first see it, it's just the convertible that doesn't look like it should be doing anything, and then it transforms. Like I kind of love that fact.
What the first thing that came in my head? Space Cabbie.
Lola. It's Lola. From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, I'll stop now.
Do we have any idea what the big bad is this season of Supergirl?
Yeah,
do we have
Rain.
any kind of hints?
The world killer.
Okay.
Remember?
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Thanks for that really, really descriptive answer. I meant this season. Have we had any more hints dropped as to what the fuck she actually is?
No, there was nothing in this episode, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Hopefully that gets developed properly soon, because
hopefully.
And one of the biggest problems we have with Supergirl is it's fucking directionless.
Yeah.
And that's also a trap you run into when you're doing a show and run a Kryptonian.
Yeah. I can definitely see that.
Was there any news?
There was that Shazam news we can talk about.
Yeah.
A funny guy is gonna be Shazam.
Yeah. That's surprising, I guess.
I think he works.
I think he does too. Yeah. I didn't get it at first, but then somebody pointed out to me, well, Chuck is about a guy who's very kind of childish and he's not the most mature person who is shoved into this situation where he has to be very much like a grown-up and he has to make grown-up decisions. And that fits for Shazam. Like, I believe that he can play like a kid trapped in a man's body.
People are saying he's too small. It's like, Superman's not like the size of The Rock. Like,
and not in this universe either.
Henry Cavill is like, he's buff, but he's not like fucking Brock Lesnar.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Looking good and big as an actor is one thing, and looking good and big as like an athlete is entirely different.
Yeah,
it's
right.
First of all, anyone comparing this dude to The Rock is making a very unfair comparison.
Yeah,
The Rock is a freak human being who has spent like 20 years conditioning his body and basically strengthening and building up muscles that the average person doesn't need to worry about.
Well, he also comes from genetics of wrestling, because his dad a wrestler?
His dad and his grandfather were both wrestlers. His extended family are all wrestlers. Like his genetics are freakish.
And isn't he of Samoan descent?
Yes.
Yeah, which Samoan guys, like, regardless of if they're fit or not, are generally pretty big guys.
Yes.
So he has the frame to have, like, an extra 300 pounds of muscle hanging off of it.
Looking at The Rock now and look at The Rock 10 years ago is a night and day difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
He is probably, at least right now, 50 pounds heavier of just pure muscle, okay?
Talking about Fanny Pack Rock.
The man is a monster, okay?
Well, that's like 30 years ago, but yeah.
The Rock could pick any one of us up and break us in half.
Definitely.
I
want to ask who, if there's one person who we could break in half. Anatoly.
Anatoly is like paper. He cover rock.
Rock doesn't even get close. I shoot him in head.
Well, I don't have to fight Dwayne Johnson. I kill him from helicopter. I don't care how many muscle he have. I have bazooka.
Secretly, Anatoly is a mark. He loves to go to wrestling.
Why would Anatoly harm Dwayne Johnson?
He is the people's champion.
He loved the rundown.
If he is people's champion, he is good communist.
I smell what Rock is cooking.
I'm only man on planet to ever eat what Rock was cooking. It is very good.
As far as Zach Levy's concerned, he can get bigger, or he can get in better shape. Look at fucking Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt went from funny fat guy to someone who I am legitimately terrified could actually kick my ass.
He's very scary.
Yeah.
Like when he's on screen with Chris Evans in 8 months, you're gonna believe it. You're gonna believe that those two men could get into a fist fight or whatever. So yeah.
Well, and beyond that, with Chris Evans, think about how skinny he was when he played Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four movies.
Yes.
Fair point.
He was a tiny little guy, and all of a sudden now he's this hulking monstrosity. So yeah, I think almost anybody can do it.
Here's one that's actually startling because there's so many movies of progress to track. Go watch Hugh Jackman in X-Men 1.
Holy shit! Yes.
Yeah.
And then watch him.
That is so weird.
Then watch him in Days of Future Past.
Oh God, yeah.
Just asked the fucking Wolverine.
He looks like a soggy little doughboy in X-Men number 1.
And then
he's a monster now.
In the Wolverine, he is to call him monstrous is a disservice to how he looks. He looks like a shredded killing machine.
Yeah.
And I heard about his diet, I think the day of shooting for, one of the fight sequences for the Wolverine, he just dehydrated his body, so, all of his muscle just, fucking sucked in, around all of his skin sucked in around his muscles, so he looked like this just, 0.1% body fat, just death machine.
That's fucked up.
So the point is, Hollywood trainers, they can do a lot. And,
one more. Christian Bale the Machinist to Christian Bale as Batman.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
possible.
And funny side story is, after he did The Machinist, he went in for the Batman audition, or he already had the Batman role. I can't remember exactly, but apparently when he first showed up after The Machinist, they told him he was too bulky for Batman.
Yes.
He apparently had put on too much muscle mass.
Yeah, he put on I remember hearing about this. He was too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely insane.
Yeah. You could also go Jared Leto as Mark David Chapman versus which is a thing that happened.
Whoa.
He played the guy who shot John Lennon.
Yeah.
So weird.
And he looks he ends up looking like the Jonestown guy. Fucking John
Elvis, you mean?
He looks like why the fuck
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones. I want to say John Jones. I'm like, that's a UFC fighter. He looks like Jim Jones and Elvis had a baby.
Yeah.
He looks like a thumb with hair. It's really bad looking. But people who are concerned about Zach Levy's size, that's fucking fixable.
Yeah.
Correctable. You're not worried about that. You're worried about his innate ability, and he'll be fine.
It's called the gym.
All the DC movies now, I'm least concerned about this one because I think
I'm not concerned with it because we've seen neither hair nor skin of this fucking movie or this Black Adam.
I kind of like that they're taking their time with it, that they're not just dumping information on us like they do constantly.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't see Lights Out, but I know that everybody loves it. Absolutely loves it. There's still people who say best horror movie in recent history, and that's enough for me to trust the director that they've chosen for this movie.
Lights Out.
Lights Out.
It's the you ever seen that GIF of the woman turning the lights on and off?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's
that movie.
I thought the movie was kind of not very well received.
No, it's universally loved.
No, there was another movie that came out right around that time that was about the blind guy inside the house and the home invaders.
Get Out?
Yeah,
Get Out
Lights Out and...
No, that's Don't Breathe.
No, it's not Get Out. Don't Breathe, yeah. Those two movies, killed the summer. Conjuring 2 came out. Everybody Well, it's kind of mixed, I guess, but most of those people are wrong. And then
Yeah, no, if you don't like Conjuring 2, you're just wrong. That's
Look at the Crooked Man and tell me that's a bad movie.
look at the fucking nun in the fucking poster I have, and then God fucking damn it,
Dude, I watched The Conjuring 2 at home, and when the nun ran with the picture frame at Vera Farmiga, I like audibly yelped.
Oh boy!
and when her face opens up and she
fuck that shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I know a lot of people swear by Lights Out, so the director did something good there, and Levi's a good actor.
I mean, look at Scott Derrickson. Scott Derrickson came from fucking Sinister and that other movie he made.
Yeah. And nobody is unexcited by James Wan directing Aquaman because we've all seen Fast 7. One of the better of those
horror
movies.
directors tend to be very creative.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Because a lot of times they're constrained by budgets, so they know how to work under budget. James Wan is very interesting with is interesting with a camera.
He's also very his imagination is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
He's kind of a fucked up dude.
Sinister is a terrifying film, and I mean none of that is really you don't have to carry that over to Doctor Strange,
right?
But you watch those two movies, you wouldn't know they were made by the same guy because they're completely different.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that it's made by the same guy who did the Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh my God, he did?
Yeah. Yeah, he's.
I'm so sorry for him.
I actually like that movie just a little bit, but still, yeah, not the best.
Sorry.
Was that Keanu Reeves?
Well, yeah, but Scott Derrickson also directed Deliver Us from Evil, that Eric
That's
Bana.
what I was thinking.
He also directed the Hellraiser movie that takes place in space. So,
I secretly like that. I don't
that
give a
movie's
shit
not
whatever
bad.
You say, yeah, it's a lore dump, but I didn't mind it.
People.
Why is
that
it
movie
in space?
Because it's in space.
It's set because here's a quick Hellraiser 4 explanation. Hellraiser 4 is basically supposed to be the end of the entire series.
Yeah.
And it's Pinhead chasing down the final ancestor of one of his old nemesis. So the fact that it's in space is basically because it's in the future and the timeline's gone that long. It's not Jason X where some stupid ass fucking kid field trip to Earth happens.
Stupid.
Yeah, Derrickson directed Hellraiser Inferno, not Hellraiser Bloodline.
Oh.
So that's Bloodline is the one that takes place in space.
Bloodline's good. Inferno, I'm not going to speak for.
I don't know anything about it.
Anything after 4, don't watch.
What about Drunkle Pinhead?
Oh my God! You know what? Let me take that back. If you've never seen Hellraiser Revelations, go watch it right now. Stop what you're doing. Stop the show. Turn it off. Go watch Hellraiser.
Also, Amityville: The Awakening, free on Google right now.
Yeah, go watch Revelation. It's an hour and 10 minutes, and you will laugh so hard at what they've done to Pinhead.
Hey, Mom, Uncle Pinhead's here. He's been drinking again.
Although they got a new actor for Pinhead, and he looks very much like Doug Jones. So, Doug Bradley, not Doug Jones.
Yeah. Point is, Zachary Levi, nobody's against it.
Yeah, fine.
I got no problem with it. Was there the news? Justice League length came out. People freaked out about it. I don't know. I don't care.
What? It's not 3 hours and whatever it's originally recorded. Okay, fine.
it's whatever. It's 2 hours. If it's bad, we'll
I like that. I like that. Initially, everyone was like, "Ugh, 3 hours? Why is it 3 hours?" And then 2 hours came out. They're like, "Ugh, 2 hours? Why is it 2 hours?"
Yeah, I think people want 2 hours and 15 minutes, and just give me that time. That's unrealistic for film.
No, fuck you.
They're gonna make the film.
I'm just gonna take this chance to this soapbox we all collectively share to I'm gonna shit on comic book fans right now.
Rightfully so.
And yes, I'm being general because, quite frankly, some of you surprise me. A lot of you need to keep your really bad opinions to yourselves. and stop complaining for the sake of complaining, because that's what it looks like. It just seems like everyone wants a reason to bitch, and that's all it is. Zach Levy's going to be fine. The runtime for Justice League is going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Stop complaining. Thor's going to be fine.
They're going to complain no matter what.
My God, shut the fuck up.
Or it's not, and that's fine. Like,
if
that's
things
just
are
the way
bad,
it is.
That's shit.
Like we just finished our Ghost Rider review for our show, and it's a good reminder of where we were and where we are now.
Yeah, we were 10 years ago.
Right now is a fucking fantastic time to be a comic book fan, because we're getting all these fucking movies you wouldn't even dream of. There's a Black Panther movie coming out next year.
Yeah.
Sit the fuck down.
A year ago, we got an absolutely terrible Suicide Squad movie, so just remember that, kids.
Just remember that. But also think about the fact that we got a Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about the fact that you've had such a wealth of comic book films that you have the right to. Well, you don't have the right, but you can actually complain about the quality of one versus another.
That's true. Like,
Get
it's
some
not.
perspective.
We are so spoiled right now.
Yeah.
As far as this little bubble that we're living in, because guess what? It's gonna burst.
Yeah.
That's true. It's not 1993.
It's gonna burst probably sooner than we think, because of how many we're getting. So stop the whinging and please take a breath and enjoy where we're at for 5 fucking minutes. God damn it!
I can't wait. Like 10 years from now, there's going to be like articles on why like Batman vs Superman was actually good.
Oh, and
oh my god! Oh my god! I can't.
The prequel
for the what is it? The what is the phrase? Oh damn it!
Batman v Superman.
Grotesque autorism.
Oh yeah.
Where
I know what you're talking
it's
about.
this movement of like film critics who go back and like 10 years later, they're like, you know what? Resident Evil 1 actually good.
But
I mean,
was it Kino?
That movie's not
Kino?
terrible. So
Yeah, fuck these Kino bullshit. Fucking new wave films.
I'm going to use my soapbox for a minute and say, if you say the word Kino unironically, I will spite you.
Unless you're German. Unless you are German,
Yeah,
you can say
if you're German, you get the exception. But if not, I'm coming to your house and fist fighting your dad.
Yeah. Or you run a channel that is about German films. That's when you can use it.
That's fine. Like,
yeah.
Oh, no, it's vulgar autorism. That's what it is, not grotesque.
Right.
It might as well be grotesque though, because it's gross.
Yeah.
It's like the fuck. It involves like praising films like The Phantom Menace and Spider-Man 3, and like I just in no good conscience can sit there.
Haunting
and, like,
in Connecticut.
It's like it goes
beyond
beyond like you have a right to your opinion. It goes right. It circles right past it and goes fuck off with your opinion.
Well, it leads into, or it's part of, I think, this weird movement to be contrarian just to be contrarian, but in the opposite side, where you are going to praise things that are universally hated.
Where things that are universally hated and like just like irrefutably reviled and like pretty much objectively bad.
Like if you give a 1-star review to Homecoming. Whoops.
And then have an entire community of people say how fucking wrong you are.
Yeah.
God. That's part of it, but like it's also because like I'm not gonna say like where, because I'm not gonna throw people under the bus, but like in various places I've just seen it pop up. Like it's just this violent wave of just like everything is terrible and this is awful and I hate this and this whole genre's bad and like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like this weird thing where people, and we're gonna see it a lot in the next week. Like I guarantee you.
Granted, I am very vocal about shit I don't like, but I'm also vocal about it because it's fun and it gets people talking. And at the end of the day, I'll back down and be like, dude, I'm being hyperbolic for the sake of having it like a good time.
Right.
That's all it is.
I do such things all the time. I don't actually hate Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't like that film.
Yeah,
but I don't
hate
actually
as much
hate
as I
it.
do. But it's fun to get people like Joe out there who just gets riled up and like responds back with memes.
Yeah.
Or when people
I don't
tag me
actually
in
think The
stuff
Fifth
posts.
Element is the worst film ever made, but I pretend because it's funny.
Because it gets a rise out of people.
Yeah.
I don't think that the single player games are actually dying. I think they are. And I love arguing with idiots. I'm kind of funny about it.
Yeah, but like we're gonna get people who are gonna who are gonna talk about Stranger Things season 1, and they're gonna go back and say, you know what, that whole show was just terrible. There was nothing good about it after the season.
After watching it again,
Please be
I don't
careful.
think No, I'm not gonna say anything bad.
About
kind of
season.
bad.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about season 2.
No,
Sorry.
it's about season 1.
Okay.
But like,
Wait,
after watching,
wait.
it's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
Alan,
Calm down.
Also,
We've been
Alan,
over
if you haven't
this.
watched it yet,
Alan,
I'm
no,
in
we
the
can-
middle of it.
Alan, we're not
Oh,
gonna
God.
say anything. We're just
God damn
saying.
Also, before Hunter gets to his point, Alan, it is your fault that you don't get to these shows in a timely manner. So when people have to tiptoe around spoilers, you're like, wait. When you have like a 2-year window to watch Daredevil season 2, and you still haven't finished it.
You motherfucker.
You still haven't finished it. You are on a podcast that's supposed to talk about these shows, and you're still working on shit that came out before the show launched.
Anyways,
This is me hitting you in the wrist with a ruler right now. Okay.
So I rewatched Stranger Things season 1, and I don't like. Again, I think my opinion changed a little bit on it. Is that I don't enjoy it as much, but like I'm not out there being like Stranger Things sucks. Like,
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be maybe thrown out with the bathwater people who are like, the entire show sucks and I never loved it. That's going to happen.
yeah,
And
that's
people
fucking
who
stupid. I hate that.
who were like, oh, I love Stranger Things. I think 11 is great. Like, that's going to happen. But
yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I'm not a big fan of season 2 right now. It's not terrible. It's just kind of like, at some point, literally any momentum just gets fucking sucked out of the show.
I have to agree at where I am in the show.
Are you somewhere you're past the halfway point? You're like
I'm
maybe
on
a third of the way
episode
in?
5. If that clears up your ability to talk about things.
There's a bus involved in where I am. So
Okay,
that's
so
what
you're past, I think you're past the point where I was like, well, this is a completely unnecessary fucking journey that went nowhere.
yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
see, this conversation needs to happen more often when it comes to things, though. This type of conversation, because it's like people are so. It's part of the reason why I'm fucking so against Twitter right now.
You know what? I think I know what you're going to say. It's that things are no longer just good. Like, things can't just be in the middle with some good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Things are either the best thing ever or the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like-
polarized.
It's part of, like, it's like, I think Matt Carrion called it outrage culture.
Yeah.
Where it's
I agree.
like you have to have like this fucking ridiculous reaction to something or no one's going to talk about it.
Yeah.
When the reality is, like, the best conversation comes in the fact that it's like, this is good and this is bad. Let's talk about both things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it took a week for me to come down on Batman versus Superman initially because I wasn't sure if I liked it or yet.
Dude, I don't think any
I
of us are so
just-
sure if we like it.
Yeah. But like the first time I was like, no, I don't like this was a week after I saw it. Like before then it was like, I still don't know how I feel about this. And it's just never ended really. So
No, it hasn't been for me either. Like, every time I watch it, I'm like, I like this. I hate this. I love this.
Mhm.
I despise this.
yeah.
That's the
kinda-
thing. I've seen the movie once. I saw the director's cut, whatever you want to call it.
That's the best way to
And-
watch it.
And there were parts of it that I was definitely like, this is miserable. Like, why did they do this? But then there were...
Why?
Exactly. But then there were other parts that I was like, that was really cool. I really
Mhm.
enjoyed that. And that's
Yeah.
what's so conflicting about it, because there are shreds of what could have been a really great movie in there,
Yeah.
but it's surrounded by all this kind of nebulous garbage at times.
Yeah, a big giant gray demon baby shows up out of nowhere and
Exactly.
yeah.
You mean not Abomination?
And then you're
Not the
you're-
cave troll from Lord of the Rings.
suddenly-
I mean, not
It's a
El
grog.
Gigante.
and then you're suddenly thrust into the final arc of, or like the first arc of Death and Return of Superman without a warning.
Yeah.
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 It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you want to like enjoy what's going on right now, there needs to be more discussion and less outrage, because like
Yeah.
this
I
isn't
agree.
gonna last forever. Like
Rift
No.
between Rick and Morty fans, Rick and Morty super fans, and non-Rick and Morty fans is like nauseating right now.
holy shit, there's
Yeah.
The weird part about it is that there's this in-between level of fans who just, like, don't give a shit, just like the show.
Like, yeah, I'm in there. It's like, I like the show, and I kind of understand what it is. And then you have people who are like, it's fucking terrible, and you're stupid for liking it. And like, okay, that's unnecessary. And there's others who are like, I'm too smart for you because this show is for smart people only, and you need to have a high IQ. Excuse me, I'm going to go wait in a line at McDonald's to get my Szechuan fucking sauce because I'm that smart.
It's ketchup mixed with barbecue sauce, you fucking idiots.
And that's the thing I don't understand with that show is that, like, I watched maybe the whole first season, not even when it was airing, like much later through, let's say, extra legal means.
Extra legal.
You mean how I watch everything?
Exactly. And I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was funny, but I haven't gone back to it ever since, like, all of this bullshit between, like, the super fans, as you put it, and then the non-fans. Like, it just leaves such a horrible taste in my mouth, I don't want to go back to it.
No,
like, I can see why. Yeah.
Kind of like, it's the same thing with, like, Doctor Who,
Yeah.
Supernatural.
God.
You know, actually, you know what? Here's the thing. The term fandom and all the stuff that comes with it sucks.
It's not.
Yeah, it really does.
Everything involved in a quote-unquote fandom is the worst part about a fandom.
Like,
because like fandoms run writers off Twitter because they send her death threats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Like
every female comic writer ever.
Yeah, how do you love something so much that you're willing to crucify someone who is integral to its process?
Oh, this is like my NeoGaf thing. Like, the idea of NeoGaf being an ocean is a great, excellent metaphor, because imagine an island culture that's entire, like, civilization revolves around hating the sea. Like,
yeah, yep, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nerd culture right there. God, and it's so cannibalistic also.
yeah.
We just, and I'm going to name this fucker because I don't care. I don't know his name, but like the head of Comic Book Pages Without Context, surprise as shit of me and Hunter trying to be a colossal douchebag.
Oh yeah, no, that dude sucks.
Huge, inhuman piece of garbage.
And he's a gatekeeper, right?
After I left the group, forget that point. After I left the group, apparently he openly, publicly mocked and doxed a kid who is disabled.
Yes,
so,
he did.
Like, he's an extracurricular piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you said the cannibalistic thing is like these people are so willing to talk down and destroy other people who like this stuff because they have to feel superior over them. Dude, we all grew up being like basically like in our social caste systems in like high school and elementary school being fucking persecuted and bullied for wanting to wear a Batman backpack. And now Batman is everywhere. Like, we did it. Like, we won this stupid social push. Why are you acting this way?
We won, but was the fight really worth it?
Yeah, like...
It was a Pyrrhic victory.
Like, I got made fun of for wearing a Star Wars shirt. I don't know how that happened, but I did.
So fucking bizarre. Like talking to, like, when I first started, like, talking to girls and, like, recently, like, everyone I talk to, they're like, oh, I love Batman. Like, it's so weird now.
And, and that's what started this whole thing with fucking the comic book pages. He said, like, you can't like Batman movies if you don't read the comics. I'm like, that's patently false.
That's silly.
That's dumb.
I'm like, so you're saying if I play the Mass Effect games, I must then, by proxy, read and consume all other pieces of Mass Effect property? No, fuck off. I don't do that.
By the logic of that, it would be you can't read the books without playing the game.
Yeah, without having played the games.
Which is still
Same
ridiculous.
applies to Halo. Same applies to Metro. Same applies to Witcher.
No, Metro started as a book, and so did Witcher. So that would be reversed. But it's like...
enjoy Warhammer.
You can't enjoy a Dungeons and Dragons video game.
It's like
if
you're not allowed to be a casual fan of anything. You have to be a fucking zealot.
Yep.
What about when it comes to wrestling?
Fuck wrestling fans.
The wrestling version of that is like, I don't know if they had their own version of, what's it called? Fangoria. I don't know if there's a wrestling version of that. You can't read. Yeah, you can't read that if you don't watch the matches or whatever. So
I have gone from being a diehard wrestling fan to a casual wrestling fan, and now like diehard wrestling fans make me want to puke. One, because every one of them thinks they're the smartest person in the room. They're not.
He's gonna puke.
And it's the same problem you have with all these other kind of, of fandoms. It's that someone is always like, no, I know everything and I'm the ultimate authority of this, and you can't, you know less than I do, so you're inferior to me.
Yeah, it's
or the most nauseating part is that somebody said something about, I think it was girls going into comic book stores and asking about Groot or something like that after Guardians came out. He's like, that shouldn't be allowed. I'm like, that should be welcome in any fucking store on the planet.
Yeah.
I don't.
If anything,
girl, talking cat, doesn't matter. If anybody walks into a comic store asking for comics about whatever the fuck they just saw on screen, you should be overjoyed.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the problem with comics in general, is really the comic book store mythos of it being the gatekeeping to everything that's going on. It needs to stop.
Yeah. I'm really happy that my stores aren't like that.
No,
at all.
That's why I don't buy single issues anymore, because I just can't deal with. Not that the comic store near me is like that, but I would rather just get my fix the way I need to get my fix without having to deal with even approaching that culture.
I went to a place called Harrison's in Salem, Massachusetts, which is a great place. You should go see it. And there were people in line just talking and having a good time. That's how it should be.
Yeah. And
and I'm going to mention the ultimate one real quick. Star Wars. Dude, if you're...
God.
Holy shit, I hate every Star Wars nerd.
If you are
Star Wars nerds are the worst.
If you are threatened by the fact that there are now female protagonists in the Star Wars universe, just fuck them.
Just don't reproduce. Don't reproduce.
Here's the thing. We don't need you.
Yeah.
At all. And when I say we, I mean the community of people who are rational and sensible and want to be and actually want progress. We don't need you. You're detrimental. You're presenting nothing to this entire thing, and your opinion is toxic. Get out.
Yeah.
That's my stance on that. You're pissed off because Rey is the main character. I don't give a shit. I hope the next Star Wars movie is full of gay people, who are all also women. And who are all also black.
Yes.
Yeah. I want Kelly Marie Tran to become the main character by the episode 12.
I want everyone to be gender fluid. I want no one to be identifiable. Maybe they're gay, maybe they're not. I want them to be all in mixed races, just so I can watch the smoke come out of all these people's ears and see how mad they get over something that doesn't matter.
I hope they explode.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to see.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to wish that anybody be on a planet blown up by a Death Star, but maybe if I could wish for those people to die in a certain way, maybe that'd be it.
How's life on Alderaan? Oh, that's right. It isn't.
See, I wouldn't even want those people to die. I want them to all just be stuck on an island together and then realize, oh shit, we're all assholes and we all have to live with each other.
Yeah, and then just
that's actually a very...
and they're given a TV with the Star Wars Christmas special on it. And that's all they can want.
And one pointed stick.
Yeah.
That's it. And we'll see who gets off that island.
We're creating the Green Arrow, guys.
5 years later, there's one guy who's still there.
One guy,
and that man was Oliver Queen.
A ship made of flesh.
He comes back and he's just a cannibal.
I am the last
covered in his skin suits. Have you seen my penis epaulets?
I made a tooth necklace out of a guy who told me that my opinion on X-Men was wrong.
God damn it.
I don't like the Kitty Pryde. So many things about Kitty Pryde, but yeah.
Now that we've gotten all this emotion out of our systems, I think we can wrap up.
Yeah, that's right.
That was fun. Hey, I'm Connor McGraw. You can follow me on Instagram at ConnorThon. It's probably the best window into my brain if you're interested at all in that fucking chaos. Also, there's pictures of animals. That's probably the only thing you're gonna listen to. So there you
go. You can follow me on Instagram, Stroke God Millionaire. I keep fucking doing it. You can also actually, you know what? Follow me on Snapchat too, which has been a really weird experience for me lately. But that's Church of Hunter.
God damn it!
Okay.
Find my writing on the Haro.
I don't. Okay. I'm panicking now, Allan. At AA Haro in most places. Instagram, spacecolumbo.tumblr.com. Go to the Phantom Zone, WordPress. Just type those words in. You'll find it. And please subscribe to the YouTube, through the YouTube link that will be there. Or you can just type Phantom Zone into YouTube, whatever. Whatever works for you, please subscribe in all the places. So, yay.
Big props to Eric Dudley for doing our theme song.
Yep.
You can follow me on Twitter at UnworthyMirror. You can follow me on Instagram at ComicsBoy. And about 8 months from now, something will be happening.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
I don't really have any plugs. Same as usual. I'm just Erik Fedorchak. I'm on the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
Looking for your marrow. And quick comic suggestion for everybody. Check out anything from the new Young Animal imprint from DC. It's one that Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance is in charge of. Dude is an extremely talented comic writer.
He's very good. He is very good.
He is very good.
Check out Doom Patrol, Mother Panic, Cave Carson.
Umbrella Academy, if you have not read that yet, is very good.
Let me say something about Gerard Way. He's extremely talented in most of the things that he does.
Yeah, he is.
Would you say he's carrying on?
You motherfucker.
He has all the weirdness of Grant Morrison.
Okay. I'm done for the day. I win.
Yeah, I guess you do. What a fucking victory it was.
I'm proud of myself, guys.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
On X-Men Apocalypse. And go
Fuck Twitter. Fuck Twitter.
Bye.